Okay. Hi everybody, it's Kristen. Welcome to my channel. Thanks for watching this video already. So today I'm going to do the well-awaited what's going on with all things hair video part 2. So if you guys saw the first video, it was just me talking about some of the issues we had, basically why the orders weren't going out. So if you didn't, here's a little refresh just in case you don't want to watch it. Watch it again, not watch it. Watch it again. Here's a little refresh. In that video, I basically said, hey, I got to a point where I thought that I knew what I was doing, but I realized that I didn't. We were selling a lot of products under cost. We were just doing a lot of wrong things, and we got to the point where we basically did not have the money to be able to send the orders out. Also in that video, I also said that the Better Business Bureau, however, does not do anything. And that was also misinterpreted. So since you guys have seen that video, a lot of things have happened. Actually, I think 3 or 4 weeks after I released that video, I was sitting in here doing my hair, in my apartment doing my hair, and I got a Facebook message from a local reporter here in Memphis asking if she could interview me because the Better Business Bureau had put out a complaint against my business. And she also said in that Facebook message that she saw my video where I said that I just wanted to help women. Now when she said that, it did not connect in my head that she was talking about the YouTube video that I put out, what's going on with all things hair. So shortly, 5 minutes after that, I have a knock on my door, and it is another news reporter from a different news station asking to interview me. By now, I'm hyperventilating, just losing my mind. And this is where it gets surreal for me. So I think that one of the reasons why I had to go through that to that extreme, because something like that is super duper surreal for me. It's embarrassing, and that's one of my biggest things that I do not like. One of my biggest fears is being embarrassed. Extremely, and that was an extreme embarrassment. A lot of people who know my parents watch the news, and my parents know a lot of people, and I know of a lot of people, and a lot of people know of my last name. There are not that many Dickersons here in Memphis that you don't know of. So to be on that type of platform and to be embarrassed because the Better Business Bureau put out a nationwide complaint about your nationwide warning about your business is crazy. Now the complaint that they put out about the business was about 32 complaints that they had, and I was very shocked to see that they only had 32 complaints. With being in business for only 2 years, and to have already reached 15,000 homes, 32 complaints aren't really that mass. So what I meant when I said that the Better Business Bureau really does nothing is I meant that at that time they couldn't shut my business down, and they really weren't affecting me as a business owner. And I didn't mean that as, oh, I don't care about my F rating with the Better Business Bureau, because I definitely do. So here are some things that are going on now since, that. And that was like about 4 or 5 months ago. I'm not going to say 6 months, but maybe 4 or 5 months ago since I recorded that video. Since then, I've been approached by a lot of people to actually purchase the business. And at one point, I was almost completely finished with a deal. The girl came down, we were about to sign the contracts, and then my mother all of a sudden decided, hey, I'll buy the business from you and we will own it. So now my parents own my business. I really appreciate that because they really do believe in me. And honestly, I would love to keep All Things Hair going because I have a lot of other things that I want to do in the future for All Things Hair. So for about a month and a half, 2 months now, we have been sending out orders. No, it's been almost 3 months. We've been sending out orders, taking care of all of the back orders. We won't send out any orders unless you confirm your address, your new address, because people might have moved since it's been such a long time since we've been backed up. We won't send out orders unless you confirm your address and your name and your email. And that's why it's taking so long, because a lot of people aren't doing that. But we are sending out emails every day trying to get people to confirm their address, and so we can get those orders out. And you can follow us on Instagram. We are now at allthings_hair. I gave away one of my Instagram pages, so I only have 2 Instagrams now instead of 3. Someone asked me to comment about the hate pages and people who are still upset with me. I really don't have too much to say about that, except for everyone who's mad or upset, they have every reason to be. I mean, if you were someone who was waiting, you would be upset as well to wait on your product and someone basically took your money and they didn't deliver what they said they would. And you're basically trying to figure out, hey, what happened? You know, you have every right to be upset. So that's the only thing that I have to say about that. I try to tell people all the time, please do not send me any screenshots of any of the hate pages, what they're saying, what's new, what's going on with them. I don't care. I don't want to see that. During the time after I made that video, I was in a really, really dark place where I actually could not handle the hate pages. I was scared to log in on my Instagram. I was scared to check my phone. I was scared to do anything because I was just so terrified of what was being said about me, and especially after being on the news. So what I really have to say about this whole experience is, I feel like that you are supposed to thank God for everything that he gives you, everything that is a blessing, everything that is a gift. You're supposed to thank him for. And being able to do what I want to do at such a young age is a blessing. Not a lot of people are able to do that. And I was at one point, I was like, oh my gosh, this is just me. I did this. I created this because I was doing so well and reaching so many people. A lot of people, when you start a business, you're not able to do that. So to be able to do that is crazy great. It's just a blessing. And I was at the point where at first I was like, oh, thank you, God, for everything that you've done for me. And then I started forgetting about him, and I'm like, oh, this is just all about me. And God was trying his best to get my attention in so many different ways, but it was just like slap after slap. I was like, oh, whatever, I'll find a way to fix that. Because if you know me, I am always one to try and find a way to fix a problem any way that I can. And it got to a point where I couldn't fix it. So he had to put me in a place where I couldn't fix the problem, where I would be embarrassed, where I would have to see that he is where I need to run to. And that is exactly what happened. I was at my lowest point. I was very, very depressed. Suicide crossed my mind. It was just that crazy because I just could not handle the fact that people were just so upset with me, and that I was out here looking like a scam artist, a con artist, or whatever you want to call it. That was just a bit much for me. That was surreal. Like, once you hit the news and people say that about you, it's like, oh, okay, this is real now. Like, to me, Instagram is nothing. People are going to come up with hate pages. I mean, the people with the hate pages really didn't have enough following and enough impact for me to even be like, oh my gosh. But once it hit the news, it was crazy. So the Instagram pages were impacting me, were affecting me, and I couldn't handle it. It was just way too much. It was just too much for me. And at one point, I couldn't even let it come out of my mouth that these things were happening to me. And I really was trying to get a lot of things across to a lot of people about it during the whole process. Like, bullying is real. Like, I don't understand why people make false statements about people. I will never understand why people will make up things to make things worse. I will, raise up my hand and say, yes, I made that mistake. But to add extra onto it, I'll never understand. People were wishing death on me and so much more. And I would never take anything to that extreme. Because you just never know what type of place a person is in. And the place that I was in was just not a good one. And I don't like how I felt. So from that, I created a prayer group, Stay Strong Prayer Group, so people can be reminded that, you have to thank God from where your help comes from, and also to be encouraged through your problems, through your mess, through your trials, through your tribulations. And lately, I've just been doing very, very well. The business is running afloat. People are ordering. We're sending orders out in 7 to 10 business days if you order from here on out. We're getting back orders out. The funds are there. My parents are doing a very good job, in my opinion, of running the business. I am no longer the legal owner, but I am still the face of the brand as far as like ingredients and things like that still go through me. I don't make the product, but I do make some decisions, and I do make sure that any new products that are going through me, and I'm still experimenting and things like that as far as products and stuff go, and trying to expand the brand, expand the line, and everything is just great. I've never been happier. I'm not like rich or, you know, like 100%. I still have to work, which is one of my biggest things that dislike so much, having to have a job, because going from the boss and not having to work for almost 2 years and then having to have a job is kind of crazy. But I am very happy with the place and state that I am. I appreciate everybody who is praying for me, everybody who is rooting for me. I really, really appreciate it. I'm so thankful that I went through this experience, because without going through this experience, I wouldn't be able to tell you guys my testimony. And that is basically just surviving through depression. Depression is real, and it can get serious and it can get really crazy, and I experienced that firsthand. And if anybody ever wants to talk about that, feel free to send me a DM, send me a message on Facebook or whatever, so you can talk about that, because suicide is never ever the answer. Like cyberbullying or whatever anyone is saying about you, you know, you need to talk to somebody. Like, talk to somebody. It's not just, and a lot of black people think, oh, just pray about it, child. You know, you can pray. It's always great to pray about it. I'm always down for prayer. But you need to talk to somebody about it. And that was my biggest thing. Like, I really felt like I didn't want to be here anymore because I didn't know what to do. And you should never, ever have to feel that way. So if anybody ever wants to talk about that, please hit me up on Snapchat, Instagram, or whatever. I promise I'm not a crazy, mean dragon lady. So, yeah, that's that. I just wanted to put this video out because I know I said I would put out a video, and I know some people had questions and wanted to know what was going on with me, because I just been on social media just kind of chilling, just showing, you know, what's going on. But I am fine. Thanks everyone who checked on me. Thanks for all of the motivational messages and everything. And shout out to Lachey, who made me see what God was trying to do with me and what he was trying to do with my life. I really, really appreciate that. And thank you guys so much for watching this YouTube video. If you like this YouTube video, thumbs it up. Don't forget to keep on following me on Instagram at All Things Chris, and don't forget to follow All Things Hair, new Instagram page at All Things_hair. And if you're looking for us on the web, we are now www.allthings-her.com. Thank you so much. Bye, you guys.